He was born to a god of light, yet his life was swallowed by the shadows of the society he inhabited. He was a man who famously gave away his own divine armor when asked, yet he remained the most steadfast ally to the epic's primary villains. Karna possessed the skill to challenge any warrior on earth, but those talents resulted in a life defined by loss rather than victory. The Mahabharata centers on the triumph of righteousness, the idea that cosmic order eventually rights itself. But Karna's story forces us to look at the machinery of that order and how it functions when a man of high capability is born into the wrong tier of the world. His mother, Princess Kunti, abandoned him seconds after birth. Fearing social ruin, she placed him in a basket and set him adrift on the river. A chariot driver found him and raised him as his own. This made Karna a Sutaputra, the son of a charioteer, a caste strictly forbidden from learning the secrets of high-level warfare. Despite the law, Karna felt a psychological pull toward the bow and the blade that his social standing could not suppress. He eventually approached the master Parashurama. To be accepted as a student, Karna had to suppress his identity and claim he was born of the priestly caste. Because the social structure provided no legitimate path for his talent, his entire rise was built upon a lie he was forced to tell. The deception worked for years. Under Parashurama's guidance, Karna mastered weapons capable of leveling armies. The truth emerged during a moment of rest. While Parashurama slept with his head in Karna's lap, a stinging insect bored deep into his thigh. He stayed perfectly still to avoid waking his teacher, even as his blood began to pool on the ground. When Parashurama woke and saw the wound, he realized a priest could never endure such physical agony in silence. Only a warrior had that kind of threshold. For this betrayal, the master issued a curse. At the exact moment Karna's life depended on his martial knowledge, that knowledge would vanish from his mind. The very stoicism and dedication that proved Karna's capability became the evidence used to strip that capability away. Years later, the royal family held a tournament in Hastinapur to showcase the skill of the young Kuru princes. Karna entered the arena and matched every feat performed by the prince Arjuna, proving himself a rival to the kingdom's greatest champion. The era's social hierarchy acted as a physical barrier. The law decreed a man of low birth could not challenge a prince. Duryodhana stepped forward, crowning Karna the king of Anga, creating a doorway through the wall where none existed. That single act of recognition secured Karna's loyalty, binding him to Duryodhana's cause for the rest of his life. Karna was now caught in a closing circle, cursed by his teacher, rejected by his peers, and indebted to a tyrant. Every choice he made to better himself only added another layer to the weight pulling him down. He went into the final war knowing that his memory would eventually fail him, and his most powerful weapons would simply stop working when he needed them most. In the end, his life was not a series of failures, but a single individual being slowly ground down by the combined momentum of social law and divine consequence. Karna remains a haunting figure because he continued to fight, standing his ground in a universe that had already decided his end.